So you're watching a series video of Unity game development bootcamp, and we are doing a 2D sort of a platformer game, and we already achieved the moving, the zooming in, zooming out the camera. We achieved the climbing of trees, and we achieved the enemy system. We achieved the I think the sort of jumping. Let me show you guys. We got this secret stone here, so you can jump on it and boo, and twice you get unlocking this top of the trees, and you can go to the places that you haven't been before. Yeah, so we achieved a lot of functionality, and we achieved the death. So let me show you guys. So you hit the enemy, and yeah, the player died, and you can no longer control it. So yeah, we achieved a lot, but I think still it's a little bit boring because we just got some snails crawling. Let's add some hazards. Okay, so look at the asset. I think the asset as in TCF decorations already provide us with some sort of a hazard. So yeah, this sort of spike here, I think is pretty good, and I'm going to use it. Of course, you can treat it as a sort of fences, but I think that you can use it as a spike, and of course you can add it. Okay, so you can add it by adding a little bit like a pixel art. You can add a little red dot on it, indicating that someone just recently fall on it. It's pretty dangerous, and so yeah, I'm going to use this one. I think they automatically add a collider to it, so you don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to add another time map, so sort of become completely separate from tree time map, the background time map, jump time map, and the hazard time map. So let's add time map and rectangular, and that will be our hazards time map. Okay, so yeah, and of course I'm going to add this specific layer to that hazard time map. So the layer, I'm going to add a layer, and that layer will be hazards layer, and of course as the sorting layer, you can add this will be our hazards layer. Okay, so yeah, I think I just I did not capitalize this layer. Yeah, you can, of course, you can change that by capitalize it. Okay, because it's just the sorting layer, doesn't really matter much. Just give it sort of a consistent feeling. Okay, so if you want to paint on this specific time map, you can just choose the active time map to hazards time map, and then you can add this to it. So let me see, maybe this part you can't fall to it. Yeah, I think if you click it and nothing happens, then that's because the sorting layer is not good enough. So I'm going to say this hazard layer. Okay, so yeah, you can add all that, and of course you can add something like this to indicate that this area is pretty dangerous, and you don't want to fall down to this spiky area. And let's add something like this. Okay, yeah, and of course the snail won't interact with it because there is no collider here. So let's just check this out. Oh, we need to avoid the snail. Yeah, as you can see, the snail just happily crawling inside of it. Yeah, and yeah, pretty good. So since I already got this hazard maps hazards layer, let's just write some code so we can interact with it. So before we actually apply anything to this time map, I think we need to add a collider here so we can trigger that. So time map collider 2D, and I'm going to set its trigger, and of course I'm going to grab this hazard. So every time that the player touches the hazard and would die. So let's go back to script, player, and wait for the rider to fire up. And I think it's here. Okay, so let's just move it here. Player movements, and I think die. Yeah. So excited here. If touching trees, if touching is climbing. If player is touching layers and die, touching enemies, or is it touching hazard, it will die. So here is a way of doing it, is that after the enemies we can add hazards. Okay, so the compiler just do the work for us, and let's try this out. So as long as I touch it, it will just trigger, because I know I just click that trigger, so it will just become trigger. As long as I touch it, it will just trigger the death animation, and I just get an upside kick and died. Okay, let me just climb it down, and let's go here. Boom. Yeah, pretty weird. I did not die unless I touch the snail. So yeah, let's do a quick debug. Tile map collider. Pretty weird. I should add a collider to it. Yeah, I already add that. Tile map collider. So this is definitely a collider. We get our size shape. Okay, silly me. I found out the reason why I did not trigger is that I misspelled hazards. Sorry about that. If you already know that, I'm so sorry. I'm not native speaker, so I have a terrible spelling. So sorry about that. Let's change that hazard layer to hazard layer without a R, and then you can go back to here and change that back, because I think Copilot does it correctly, does the spelling correctly, and I misspelled that. So yeah, and then let's compile that and rerun our code. This time I think it will work. So if you just jump down and die, okay. So let's test it again. This time I'm going to move this hazard into let's just move our player to somewhere near our hazards. So maybe just here. Okay, so then let's play it. By the way, I changed the dash kick to just up. I think it's sort of like slow motion. So let's just jump. Boo! And yeah, so yeah, you got the idea. And yeah, I think we pretty much finished that. And I think the dash kick. Let's change that. This should be 0. Okay, so let's reset that and test it again. Because I don't want the player got a sort of a speed retained and then move left or right. Okay, so dash kick 0, 10, perfect. Let's test it again. This time I'm going to jump to the maybe just touching this part and then die. Okay, yeah, pretty good. So when the player play the die animation, it will just retain the last speed horizontally, and yeah, I think that's much better. Okay, so let's jump down this time so you guys can see. So let's jump down. Boo. Yeah, then it's gone. So I think that's pretty good. So yeah, the safest way of selecting the layer is that you click at the layer and you just copy that. Even though you spell it wrong, you copy that and it will just work as long as it matches. Okay.